Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Now, ladies and gentlemen, curtains are down on the campaign for the last phase of the Lok Sabha elections. After over a month of crisscrossing the entire country, BJP's biggest star campaigner, PM Modi, is in Tamil Nadu's Kanniyakumari for his two-day spiritual retreat. The Prime Minister is at the Vivekananda Memorial Rocks and will meditate for nearly 45 hours until the evening of June 1st at the Dhyan Mandapam. It's the same place where spiritual leader Swami Vivekananda meditated 131 years ago. But the Prime Minister's spiritual retreat seems to have sent the opposition into a meltdown. Opposition has approached the Election Commission, calling it a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Today, ahead of the Prime Minister's arrival, Go Back Modi posters were put up in several places across Chennai by DMK supporters. Opposition is questioning why the Prime Minister needs the camera for meditation.
We are not opposing anybody's meditation plans. We are not against Mr. Modi meditating wherever he wants, but we don't want it to be made a public spectacle. On the eve of the elections, when the model code of conduct is in force and of course the silent period is in vogue, the channels should not live telecast that and project as though he is doing something great. That is why we have given a letter to the Election Commission not to make it a spectacle.
प्रधानमंत्री देश का प्रधानमंत्री होती, पार्टी का प्रधानमंत्री नहीं होता। प्रधानमंत्री की हैसियत से हट करके जो है अपना कोई ताम झाम प्रधानमंत्री की सुविधा छोड़ करके व्यक्तिगत तौर पर हो जाए, संन्यास लेना, जहां डूबना है नदी में, गंगा जल में वहां डूबे, डुबकी लगाएं। तो आचार संहिता में उनके इन कार्यों के वजह से इनडायरेक्ट तरीके से एक लोगों को मोटिवेशन करने का ये तरीका है।
But why is the opposition up in arms? 9 seats in West Bengal are going to polls in the 7th, and the last phase of elections on the 1st of June. Of these seats, BJP didn't win a single seat in 2019, but hopes to better its tally this time round. The Prime Minister's tribute to Swami Vivekananda also comes amidst the BJP's sustained campaign, accusing the TMC of being anti-Hindu and insulting Ramakrishna Mission. The BJP has highlighted Mamata Banerjee's statement that some monks were working under the influence of the BJP. But it's not just West Bengal. The Prime Minister is also continuing his connect with Tamil Nadu. From Tamil Sangam to placing Sengol in Parliament to even visiting religious temples as well as ahead of the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha that we had seen in Tamil Nadu and of course other parts of South India. The connect only seems to be continuing with this visit as well.
We don't have a problem with Prime Minister coming for meditation. We welcome him. We are questioning the dates and the way this event is being publicized indirectly by the Prime Minister.
You cannot negate the fact that there is a political drama around his visit to Vivekananda Rock, Kanniyakumari. West Bengal is due for his voting, and there is Ramakrishna Math and the followers, and its presence is very strong in West Bengal. So Prime Minister, once he knows that the campaign is going to end today, wants to send across a very strong message by his act. That's the reason why he is here. This is an extension of political drama.
All right. And of course, what does the Election Commission have to say as far as this aspect is concerned, as this complaint is concerned, when a delegation of senior Congress leaders have already urged the EC to ensure that Modi starts his meditation only after polling concludes on June 1st and not have it telecast? Is it against the Model Code of Conduct, against the Election Commission's rules? Well, according to the rules, Section 126 of the Representation of People Act, 1951, the silence period is not applicable in a case of multi-phased elections if the content of the election matter doesn't have any references to the polling area, which means, according to EC sources, since Tamil Nadu is not going to the polls, the Prime Minister's visit to Kanniyakumari is not a violation since he will not be speaking about the constituencies specifically going to the polls.
कांग्रेस पार्टी बौखलाई हुई है, हताशा में है, इसीलिए प्रधानमंत्री को गालियां भी दे रहा है और प्रधानमंत्री के साधना पर भी उनको ऐतराज हो रहा है, जबकि भारतीय परंपरा का ये सबसे बड़ा सनातन धर्म का ये साधना ही सब कुछ है।
कांग्रेस पार्टी इंडिया अलायंस की मानसिक दिवालियापन और विवशता की कोई सीमा नहीं है। अब बताइए कि 30 तारीख के बाद जब कैंपेन समाप्त हो जाता है, कोई व्यक्ति तपस्या करना चाहता है, कोई व्यक्ति कहता है कि उन्हें स्वामी विवेकानंद से प्रेरणा मिलती है, तो वो वहां पर जाकर अपनी आस्था के अनुसार तपस्या करना चाहता है और मौन रख रहे हैं, प्रचार प्रसार नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो वो मॉडल कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट का वायलेशन कांग्रेस पार्टी बुला रही है।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us is Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. Sujata Pandey, political analyst, is with us. Ghanshyam Tiwari is spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Kamruzaban Chaudhary is a political analyst joining us. Let me start with you first. Ghanshyam, meditation is a tradition. You heard the last spokesperson of the BJP who says that if a person who has done his long campaign, and in this case it's been over a month of campaigning, a month and a half to be more specific, why exactly would anyone object to the Prime Minister's choice to meditate? And he's done it before. He did it at Kedarnath last time around as well. So what's the specific objection here?
Good evening, Madhav, to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists. There are 3 important points. One is from 2002 to 2007 to 2012, the Gujarat elections, to 2014, the national elections, 2019, 2017, the Uttar Pradesh elections, the West Bengal elections, and the subsequent Gujarat elections, 2017, as well as 2019 election, national elections. Is there a single election, including the 2024 election, that the Prime Minister has not been challenged on his violation of Model Code of Conduct? The Prime Minister has been a serial offender of violating the Code of Conduct. Whether it is a hate speech, whether it is landing a seaplane in Gujarat elections, whether it is showing walking with camera to the polling booth in Banaras, he has been a serial offender. He has been called out. The Election Commission has investigated. Even in this election, he has been a serial offender. So the intent of the Prime Minister is clear. Like in 2019,
can you cite the Model Code of Conduct violation ruling by the Election Commission, sir? The complaints have been made. Has in any one case he been found guilty of violating the MCC? Can you give us? Can you cite any example?
Am I the election commissioner?
I'm asking you. You're saying from 2002. I'm responding to the BJP. The BJP. One second, Ghanshyam. One second. You're welcome to point out what you perceive are violations. Even when the Congress and the UPA government was in power during the period 2004 to 14, if you're saying there were violations, was the Prime Minister found guilty of those violations then as Chief Minister? That's a fair question, is it not?
It's a fair question. Let me respond to that. I'm saying even today, when the Election Commission, on hearing the hate speech of the Prime Minister, does not show courage to write directly to the Prime Minister that you committed hate speech. Instead, a cowardly Election Commission writes to the BJP as a national party saying that your leader is committing hate speech.
Incidentally, when Rahul Gandhi, there were accusations against Mr. Rahul Gandhi, also his party president was written to, but I want Sanju Verma to respond to that the Election Commission is cowardly, it's not taking action. That seems to be the best defense of the Samajwadi Party at the moment. Please respond, Sanju Verma.
Thank you, Madhav. First and foremost, let me take the bull by the horns on the Samajwadi Party allegation that the Election Commission is cowardly. I find this entire narrative abhorrent and pathetic. Stop undermining the credibility of our statutory, autonomous constitutional bodies. And if you are raising fingers at Rajiv Kumar and the Election Commission, let me remind you, since you are in alliance with the Congress, this is the same T.N. Seshan who was the Environment Secretary, the Defense Secretary, and one of the Cabinet Secretaries under the Rajiv Gandhi government. And when Rajiv Gandhi died, after that he was also accommodated, T.N. Seshan was also accommodated as a member of the Planning Commission by, Montek Singh Ahluwalia. And don't forget that phase 2 and phase 3 of the elections were rescheduled by T.N. Seshan ताकि राजीव गांधी की अस्थि कलश लेकर पूरे भारत में भ्रमण किया था कांग्रेस ने और सिंपैथी वेव कलेक्ट की थी. उसके बाद वो चुनाव कांग्रेस ने जीता, नहीं तो कांग्रेस वो चुनाव जीतती ही नहीं. तो यहां बैठकर डोंट गिव अस लेक्चर्स ऑन द इलेक्शन कमीशन. बट द मोर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, टेल मी ऑनेस्टली माधव, when the Prime Minister did the Shilanyas of the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir, these guys had a problem. क्यों किया? When the Prime Minister inaugurated the new Parliament building, these guys said क्यों किया? When the Prime Minister inaugurated the famous lion emblem on top of the new Parliament building, these guys said क्यों किया? when the Prime Minister inaugurated the Sri Ramanujan statue at Hyderabad, these guys said, "Kyun kiya?" When the Prime Minister inaugurated the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue at Kevadia in 2018, the same cabal said, "Arey bhai, ab kyun kiya?" When 38 Tamil Adhinams from Tamil Nadu were called when the Sengol placement ceremony in the new Parliament building was held amidst a lot of spiritual fervor, the same cabal said, "Arey bhai, kyun hua?" To ek baat suniye. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not just the Prime Minister, he has as a bona fide Indian citizen as much right as you, me, Madhav, Kamru, anyone. And for you to sit here and demonize and undermine the credibility of Prime Minister Narendra Modi 24/7, you are only shooting yourself on the foot. And when I say you, I mean the Rajiv Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav cabal. Ab to sudhar jao. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Let me get into the specifics of this now. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you heard, of course, what the BJP spokesperson has to say, and this is what sources in the Election Commission are saying vis-a-vis this specific case. They say that we have already clarified, and that's not today's or yesterday's statement. That's, I believe, the 2nd of April statement, which specifies what is a violation and what is not a violation under the MCC. And they've specifically said that if there is no conversation about the areas which are going to the poll, and Tamil Nadu, as you very well know, the polling has been completed in the first phase. The Prime Minister is also not scheduled to make any speech as such, and therefore, we are not going to see him making any statement about the areas that are going to the polls. How is this then a violation of the MCC, sir?
Well, Madhav, I've got a different take on this. Though I believe personally, and many of my party and the opposition members might think in the same lines, that this is a form of surrogate advertisement, when surrogate campaigning, when around 50 to 100 cameras are following Prime Minister Modi's entire movement in the during the meditation period. But having said that, you see, Madhav, when our Prime Minister is trying to emulate Swami Vivekananda by meditating on that same spot,
just want a small clarification, Mr. Chaudhary. Just a small clarification. You used a specific word, which as a journalist I find a little offensive. You're calling this surrogate advertising. Advertising means you're paying for certain things. What is the proof that this is advertising?
No, I corrected myself. I said it is surrogate campaigning.
Okay, surrogate campaigning. I'm glad.
Take it like this because I immediately corrected it. You can just have a rewind of that. Yeah. I immediately corrected it. But let's not miss the greater point out here. My only limited point out here is that when the Prime Minister, he has got every right to meditate. He can go to Ekantwas, or he can go to have a visit with his ex-wife also. It doesn't matter where he goes.
No personal comments. So, Mr. Chaudhary, please, let's not make this personal. Then the BJP will comment on your leaders' personal lives. It just gets ugly. I know, Mr. Chaudhary, this is not correct. This is not correct. Please, let's restrain ourselves to the subject that we are discussing. Please, let's not trivialize this debate.
This man is a serial abuser.
Okay. The basic point is that after so many years, when the Prime Minister is trying to emulate Swami Vivekananda, then I'm just reading one line from Swami Vivekananda, what is said out here, and where our Prime Minister stands vis-a-vis Swami Vivekananda. It's quote, "For our own motherland, a junction of two great systems, Hinduism and Islam, Vedanta brain and Islam body, is the only hope. I see in my mind's eye future perfect India rising out of this chaos and strife, glorious and invincible with Vedanta brain and Islam body."
Okay.
These are the words of Swami Vivekananda for Hindu.
Okay, let me paraphrase that for Sujata Pandey. I want Sujata Pandey to take that question. You're saying that there was a message of inclusivity coming out from Swami Vivekananda's preachings, and at a time when he is at the Vivekananda Memorial Rock, will that spirit also be embodied in what the Prime Minister's visit or his message is? That's the question, if I can paraphrase it, if I understood correctly, Kamruzaman Chaudhary is asking. Sujata Pandey.
So I'm appalled, Madhav, because Kamruzaman Chaudhary has no problem when Mamata Banerjee calls the saints of Ramakrishna Mission itself as the agents of BJP. He doesn't have a problem with them, with the TMC goons going in Asansol, Ramakrishna Mission, and beating them black and blue, throwing all their belongings on the road. Kamruzaman Chaudhary doesn't speak a word. And now, when the Prime Minister is trying to bridge the gap between North and South, the opposition is rattled. The opposition is rattled because the very basic divide, the fault line of Bengali, non-Bengali, Prime Minister is trying to bridge that, and that is rattling opposition. What is Prime Minister doing? Prime Minister is observing a silent period. How is the silence in a silent period of the electoral campaign is rattling the opposition? And how can you even object to it? What is Prime Minister doing? Prime Minister is going and visiting the Bhagwati Amman temple. Yes, understandably, Congress will have a problem with it because it has worked to fight against Shakti. And obviously, it will have a problem. DMK will also have a problem because DMK itself said Sanatan ka samool nash karenge. So when Prime Minister is trying to bridge that gap, is trying to go to temple, is trying to portray the unapologetically Hindu.
We unfortunately do not have today with us DMK or TMC spokespersons, but since you've posed a pointed question, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, I know that Congress in West Bengal is opposed to Mamata Banerjee's TMC, but does the TMC have a moral right to speak as far as the Vivekananda Memorial Rock is concerned when their own track record in relation to the Ramakrishna Mission and, what Sujata Pandey has just referred to in terms of insulting the saints and monks of the Ramakrishna Mission is concerned? That's what the BJP has been saying all along. They're saying that how can Mamata Banerjee then object to this? Would you like to respond to that?
No, the most surprising thing is that the BJP and the ecosystem, they want to appropriate according to their wishes. We have got a Prime Minister who once sported some beard as Rabindranath Tagore ji only. So it is a difference in perception how you see a thing.
So what you're saying, he cannot grow his beard.
Mamata Banerjee said, I am not a spokesperson of Mamata Banerjee.
What is your stand on Mamata
No, he can. But during Bengal elections, he was sporting the beard like the stature of Rabindranath Tagore, trying to emulate himself. He even declared himself this year that is an incarnation of some holy.
What does that have to do with this story, sir? It's the current debate that we're discussing. We're discussing Kanniyakumari.
When you do not have an agreement, I tell you, Madhav,
when
opposition says stop Modi, people hear Modi once more.
Okay.
This is what the opposition is all about. They are rattled because they have seen the defeat very clearly. They are seeing even the mightiest battlegrounds of Tamil Nadu is going to be demolished.
All right. Let's not have this talking over each other. But I want to bring in Sanju Verma on one big question. Sanju Verma, we've seen the Prime Minister saying in his speech today that the next 6 months are going to bring a big storm in politics. And I'm quoting, in the next 6 months, we'll see a new disintegration in the family parties. What is this big storm, madam? Would you like to throw some light on it?
Madhav, now you've thrown googly at me. I don't know what I should do with it.
I'm just quoting the Prime Minister. That's all I'm doing.
Yes, I know that. I heard you loud and clear. I will just say this, Madhav, as the national spokesperson of the world's largest political party, it would not be appropriate on my part to say what will happen 6 months hence or 3 months hence. But I can tell you one thing for sure. If you recall, immediately after winning Lok Sabha 2019, the 3 key things that the Prime Minister did was, abrogation of Article 370, which caused a halabaloo, then, obviously making instant triple talaq illegal, and also the most visible changes to the FCRA and UAPA were made within the first 100 days of Modi 2.0.
Yeah.
So Modi 3.0 will be higher, better, stronger. और मोदी जैसे ज्यादा विकसित भारत की बात करते हैं तो ये जो सारा का सारा सोरोस कबाल है, इनके पेट में दर्द होता है, इनके पेट में उबाल उठता है. No wonder that these parties will disintegrate. Let me give you one small example. We all know that Mamata Banerjee refused to cede with any seats out of the 42 which the Congress wanted. So Mamata Banerjee and Rahul Gandhi have no love lost. Now after Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav are going to be shown the...
Ghanshyam, quick response from you. Yeah, we are almost out of time on this debate, so I want Ghanshyam to quickly respond. Disintegration of the family-based parties. What do you expect? What's the big storm, Ghanshyam?
In the words of Dr. Manmohan Singh, the only Prime Minister in the last 20 years who had the courage to do a press conference and who had a real degree. Here is it.
20 years?
Modi ji is the first Prime Minister to lower the dignity of public discourse and thereby the gravity of the office of the Prime Minister. No Prime Minister in the past has uttered such hateful, unparliamentary and coarse terms meant to target either a specific section of the society or the opposition. This is the former Prime Minister of India, a very respected man. And I say this in the defense of my statement that Mr. Modi is a serial offender as far as model code of conduct is concerned.
Okay, we are back to model code of conduct. I've asked you about the political storm that's brewing, but nevertheless, quick response from Sanju Verma. 30 seconds, please.
Yes, Madhav, give me 30 seconds. You know, I just want to say this to the opposition. You know that you guys are finished. The writing is on the wall. ये जो यूपी के दो लड़के हैं, इनको जनता जनार्दन जनादेश तो नहीं देगी, पर जरूर दरवाजा दिखाएगी. A lot of political careers will bite the dust, including that of Jairam Ramesh, who in every tweet has been saying the outgoing Prime Minister, the outgoing Prime Minister. Arey bhai sahab, the outgoing Prime Minister is also the incoming Prime Minister. And I want to tell Ghanshyam, you keep talking about model code of conduct. Do you remember that during UP 2022, your Akhilesh Yadav said, अरे जब प्रधानमंत्री काशी में इतना समय बिताते हैं, इसका मतलब ये है उनका अंतिम समय बहुत नजदीक है. अंतिम समय में लोग काशी में ही ज्यादा समय बिताते हैं.
All right, we'll have to wrap it there. Sanju Verma. A lot of developments from Prajwal Revana to the Pune Posh case that we have to go to. Unfortunately, we'll have to wrap this debate here. Sanju Verma, Sujata Pandey, Ghanshyam Tiwari, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.